New tonight, a local mother who admitted to her role in the beating death of her own son has learned her punishment. Trisha Oliver broke down in court today as she apologized to her family. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado was there. She joins us live from the Providence mobile newsroom with the details that are new at 5.
Trisha Oliver expressed sorrow and regret for the role she played in her son's death 7 years ago. But the judge said Oliver was more concerned about herself, and she thought her remorse wasn't genuine.
He loves superheroes.
Trisha Oliver addressing the court about her son.
And I have to live every day not waking up and seeing his perfect smile, his big brown eyes. He had the biggest ears that used to just stick out.
Oliver has been sent to prison for manslaughter for failing to seek medical help for her son after her boyfriend, Michael Patino, punched 6-year-old Marco Nieves so hard in the stomach, his intestine ruptured. By the time she called 911 the next morning, it was too late.
When Marco was begging for his life and for help, she was begging to know where her marijuana was.
The prosecutor says even after she called for help, she lied to medical personnel about how he was hurt. Stephen Regine reading text messages, which he says shows how little she cared.
If I got to take him to the hospital, what will I say in those marks on his neck?
Oliver expressed remorse for her crime, but Judge Kristen Rogers didn't buy it.
What is entirely lacking in the letter, as well as the treatment records, is any stated remorse for how she failed to protect her child.
Rogers said she landed on a higher sentence than benchmark guidelines because of that lack of remorse. 20 years total, with 8 years and 9 months to serve in the ACI. And Oliver's defense attorney had asked for 3 years in prison. He reacted to that higher sentence and the judge's strong words outside court. I'll have that coming up new at 6. Live with the Providence mobile newsroom, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.
7 years after a 6-year-old boy was killed by his mother's boyfriend, his mother was sentenced today for her role in his death. Trisha Oliver learned her punishment after addressing the court with an emotional statement about her son, Marco. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado was in court and joins us with more live coverage at 6.
The judge called Trisha Oliver's actions despicable and inexcusable before sentencing her to just under the maximum prison sentence.
And I want to say sorry to my family.
Trisha Oliver apologizing in court for failing to call 911 for more than 12 hours after her then-boyfriend beat her 6-year-old son, Marco Nieves, in 2009. Oliver has admitted to manslaughter.
He was and still is my everything, my heart. And I have to live every day not waking up and seeing his perfect smile.
Judge Kristen Rogers did not buy Oliver's remorse, reading text messages in court between Oliver and her boyfriend, Michael Patino, who killed Marco, where Oliver clearly knows Marco needs medical attention but does not act.
Throwing up foam and his eyes keep rolling in the back of his head. End quote. Quote, everyone at church said he don't look good. He was passed out. I don't know what's wrong, but he is in pain.
It wasn't until the next morning, once Marco was no longer breathing, that Oliver called 911. Judge Rogers said Oliver's remorse was not genuine and sentenced her to 20 years with 8 years and 9 months to serve at the ACI. Defense attorney Mark Dana said the remorse was real. He had asked for 3 years.
But we understand that Judge Rogers felt that it was the right thing to do.
And Michael Patino is currently serving a life sentence for murder in this case. Medical professionals testified that if Marco had been treated, he would have survived. The little boy would have been 13 today. Live in Providence with the mobile newsroom, Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.